Hi, you guys. So, this is Mariah Cooks, and welcome back to my channel. So, today we are going to make lamb. Now, on a video that I made before showing what I made the lamb chop with the bone in it, but due to everything that's going on in the world, they say that they didn't have that kind anymore, but they had these little babies, so it works just the same. Maybe not as cute, but the same. All right, so first we're going to, before the video, I actually rinsed the meat and pat it dry. And now I'm just adding seasoning to this little bowl. I added black pepper, Himalayan salt with black pepper and garlic. It's from McCormick. I actually found it at Smith's out here. It's pretty good for everything. Cayenne pepper because I like a slight kick. Say a slight kick, but I like it spicy. So, girl, a little bit. I don't really know the measurements. I would say like maybe a half a tablespoon. You really have to eyeball it to your liking. That was just some Lari seasoning salt. And I know this says chopped onions, but it's not chopped onions. It's actually not garlic, onion powder. Like those little packs that you buy to refill your containers? I actually bought that and I didn't have a container for it, so I just put that in there. I don't like chopped onions. I bought it on accident, so I just emptied those out and added the onion powder to it. And then I used the Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning, which is freaking amazing. For everything. I actually use that damn near on everything. Now you just mix up the seasonings really good so you don't have like a mouthful of onion powder or a mouthful of just Slap Your Mama. I don't know. But you can use any seasoning that you really want. Any seasoning that you would season steak with or chicken with. It's like your basic. Those are my go-to seasoning blends for the most part. Damn. Pick that up. Wasteful. But yeah, so now you just make sure your meat is well seasoned. Make sure the little fatty part on this, that part, see? I enjoy the fatty part, so I like it seasoned because I'm one of the people that eat that part first. So it's definitely good for you to make sure you season that too. And you just make sure you just evenly kind of okay. Well, yeah, you just evenly add the seasoning all over the lamb chops. So the thing with this is that with lamb chops, like with steak, you have to let it come to room temperature. So before I cooked it, I washed it, patted dry, and I left it on the counter with like a paper towel over it. And I think I left it for like an hour. You don't have to do an hour. I just did an hour because I low-key forgot about it. But make sure it's room temperature. Do not try to cook this fresh out the refrigerator or fresh out the store. Trust me, it's not going to come out right at all. Like, it could be tough. Just let it rest, okay? Just let it rest. All right, so now we are getting the pan ready to sear them really good on both sides. So what you would need to do is add some butter. Now this is unsalted sweet cream butter. You add like half of the stick. You don't have to add that much butter. You could use extra virgin olive oil. You can really use whatever you want. Whatever you normally sear steak with or sear meat with. This is just my preference. So you add the half a stick of butter, and then I have a serious thing for rosemary. So look at that, fresh rosemary. Now make sure you rinse these off. Like, with everything going on in the world, I'll rinse everything off. Like, I cannot say it more. Like, make sure you rinse them off. And oh, a little trick that you can do when you put them in the refrigerator, I have a damped paper towel, like super, like not super wet, but like a damp paper towel, and then put it inside the rosemary container, and it keeps them fresh a little longer. How cool is that? I'm the type to buy rosemary for the like 1 or 2 uses and then just keep it in the refrigerator until it's bad. Like, I don't really use it again. So I would say if you do get it, I mean, it's not that much, it's like $2. But using fresh is better than using the not the ground. Well, either the ground or the dry rosemary. Me personally, I just like the fresh one. So yeah, you add the rosemary to the butter and you kind of let it cook so like the butter can infuse with the rosemary. It's fire. Make sure your heat is not super high because you'll burn the butter and then it's just not good. You're going to have to start over. You can't put your lamb inside a burnt ass buttery pan. But you'll see, like, I change my pans at least, I think, twice in this video. But yeah, so beef tallow, whatever. I can't pronounce it. Don't really care. So I add a little bit of that into the pan as well. I just love the taste that it gives and how really pretty the searing looks once I use that. It's actually can be on really high heat. You can really use that instead of the butter. Like, use just that. I think it's up to 400 degrees heat it could take. I actually saw someone fry something in it too. I was actually going to fry something in it to try to, that's why I originally bought it. But you don't have to use that if you can't find that. So yeah, so once you're, ooh, that shit, y'all, that shit was hot. But I don't know if y'all see that popped up. But yeah, add the lamb to the hot pan. Now, normally I would add garlic at this stage, but since I'm trying to sear them off really well, the last time I did that and I used the minced garlic, the garlic burned. So I try to stay away from doing that as much, like putting that in there at this early stage. So the thing is, try not to touch the lamb. Because if you keep picking it up, keep fooling with it, it's not going to get that color that you need. It's not going to be seared like you like it, and nobody likes that. There's no really reason why I'm sitting here putting the rosemary on top of it. I just think it looks cute, and I was going to take a picture of it like that. But yeah, this recipe is like super easy. You can literally make this, and maybe if you want to have macaroni and cheese with it, be boiling your noodles for it. Like, I would actually do this before I do the macaroni before I even fool with this. Like, as this is getting room temperature, I'll be making the macaroni because this is so fast to do. So now I'm just spooning over some of the butter and beef, rosemary, shabam, over the lamb. That's it. But yeah, you can make this with mashed potatoes, maybe asparagus. Oh, I saw a recipe for balsamic vinegar reduction with it, and it had potatoes at the bottom, a little bit of steamed spinach. So it was like mashed potatoes, steamed spinach, and then these was on top with the balsamic reduction. I was like, oh my God. I feel like that would be a really good combination. So I'm thinking it should be seared enough on that side now. So we're going to see what we can do. Take those little fillies off. I don't know why I call it little Phillies. I don't know, y'all, okay? I just don't know. But one of the main things you're going to want to do is make sure you cook all of the sides. So I stand them up on the fatty side so that it can kind of cook off. Yeah, so it can cook those sides too, because I love like the bones in them, and like I don't like mine's well done, like a medium, but you can stop whenever you want. Like if you want to like see them really quickly, you can whatever temperature you like. Get your thermometer and see where you at. But I like mine kind of medium, so I don't do as much. But yeah, I'm just moving around that rosemary, trying to get it all infused and take it out before it burns. So yeah, you're just searing one side of it, making sure that side is completely done. And then you're going to... Yeah, this recipe is really good. Like, I loved it. See how cute that side is? Sheesh. And it's going to look so cute. Like, whatever you pair it with, if you're trying to... See? Yeah. Y'all saw that part? Gotta go ahead and cook that part up. Make sure... See? That's my favorite part, the bone. All that blood on it. But yeah, whatever you pair this with, you can pair it with shrimp Alfredo. I did that. That was really good too. You can make a sweet potato, regular mashed potato, mash kinda, and like put them half and half together on the plate, and maybe do the balsamic reduction. Or you can just do, in this recipe, I'm doing the garlic butter sauce, and I feel like that would be really good on some garlic mashed potatoes at the bottom of it. That would be really good. So yeah, once you see that you done went on and seared it enough, then you're going to put it on the opposite side that you cooked to make sure that side get a good sear on it. Turn it down that heat a little bit so I won't burn my shit. Lamb is expensive. Luckily, this one wasn't really that much. I think it was like $14 for this pack of 4 of them. But when I paid for the rack and had them cut it up last time, it was maybe like $26. And I'm like, man, but it's worth it, honestly. Especially if you can find it on sale. I would definitely suggest that you go ahead and make it for sure. And then just like if you was to cook this for your man, like he's gonna be impressed. It's gonna be cute enough for him to be impressed, and it's not gonna look like or taste like you literally spent 15 minutes, not including the room temperature time, but that you spend like 15 minutes on this meal. Especially with the mashed potatoes, you boil them up, get you some, I use heavy whipping cream or whole milk. Mash it down, season it up, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Mash it all together. Get you a stick of butter, chop that butter up in there. Maybe put some rosemary in it. It'll be good. How cute are those? Okay, so now we are going to make the butter sauce for the lamb. I'm going to show you guys in a few how to drip it on there. How to drizzle it on there. I would suggest y'all do that like in person, like when he's sitting down and he's about to eat his food and you come over with a little cup and a little spoon and drizzle it. I think it looks cute. But yeah, you can add whatever you want to this sauce. You can add, I'm going to add rosemary and thyme, but I'm going to add rosemary, thyme, and salt. But you can add cayenne pepper to it if you want some spice, some pepper to it, some garlic powder to it, or you can, instead of adding the salt, you can add some garlic salt to it. Just enhance the garlic flavor. I personally love garlic, so I just added an extra little bit of the minced garlic, and it's just regular minced garlic you can find in the store in the vegetable aisle. I got this big old little tub full, but that's it. Or you can mince your own fresh garlic. I would prefer that, but I didn't have none, so I did what I could. It just works just the same. So yeah, now I'm just picking off some of these rosemary leaves. Not to leave them like whole, but like just to cut them like roughly, pull them apart so they're not super big, but they're not ridiculously small either. I like to see the herbs that I put inside of my sauce and on my steak. I like to bite into it. It's my thing. You don't have to. You could literally like chop them up to be invisible if you need to. Or use, like I said, ground rosemary, the dry one. It works just the same. So I just added a little bit more butter. So the thing about this sauce is, first and foremost, it has to be on low. Second, because like I said earlier, it'll burn. Oop, yep, add that. It's the juices from it resting. But yeah, you don't need to keep this in there for that long. Keep them in there for that long. You're really just trying to soak up that garlicky, buttery taste. And say, for instance, you kind of cook this and your boo don't get home until an hour later. You could make this mixture and set it to the side, and then when he's home, getting ready, washing his hands, getting ready to eat, you just pop it in there real quick just to heat it up. Besides, so you won't have to put it in the freaking microwave. That's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna warm lamb up in the microwave. So yeah, I just added some more rosemary because it's cute. And like, okay, so peep it. So he come home from work and he's like, "Oh, babe, what's that?" And he look in your pot and he see that. Even if you know you're not going to use that rosemary no more. Come on. Like, be real. You're not, popping shit. You're not about to use that rosemary no more. Go ahead and set your scene. He going to be like, "Oh, okay. Oh, what's that, babe?" Something fast. But yeah, that's it. Don't forget to keep I think it's called basting. Mind you, I'm not a chef, just a cook. So this is how it looks. How cute is that? That is so cute. All right, so I took it out the pan and I let it rest. So now I'm just transferring it to another plate. You can transfer it to like a serving dish. You can make y'all plate. Like whatever needs be. Just decorate it. Add the rosemary around. This one I would add my little bowl of garlic mashed potatoes to the side. My garlic and herb. Y'all know I have a thing for garlic. My garlic and herb asparagus to the side, sitting on a plate. Put it on the table. So yeah, so this is the sauce that I'm going to be putting on the plate that I was telling you guys about. So that was just dried thyme and my little butter. I know y'all like, God damn, she used a lot of butter. But all together, I used probably a whole stick. I did use a whole stick. Yeah, the butter. So yeah, there's my garlic. I told y'all I like a lot. But if whoever you're cooking for, you really don't like garlic, then you don't have to put that much, and you don't have to put the garlic, like doing the last step with the garlic and the rosemary. You can just use the butter and maybe like a little bit of salt or something to heat it up if they're not like garlic fan like that. I added some salt to the garlic butter. If you are using salted butter, do not Add all that goddamn salt into this garlic butter sauce. Do not do it. It's going to be disgusting. Like you're not gonna be able to eat it. He's not gonna be able to eat it. Y'all probably gonna get high blood pressure. You're gonna be sitting there looking stupid. He gonna be sitting there looking at you like, you're gonna be salty that you wasted all this money on this lamb, all this money on this good butter. Like, order a pizza, sis. Like, do not do that. Please do not do that. That's the butter that I used. Just a regular brand I got from Smith's. Okay, my favorite part. So just put it on the plate and just drizzle your butter. How cute is that, guys? All right, so that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching.